Morning or evening. Chris with Nichols Retirement Empire, out for another walk on the Silver Comet Trail. It's very nice this morning, nice, cool, overcast, great day. I think this morning, I don't know why I thought of this, I don't know what made me think of this, but today I'm going to talk about how that I can't stand a thief. I can't stand a thief. I know y'all have heard that before. I can't stand a thief. Well, I can't stand a thief. And I've had a lot of experience with thieves. I have worked in a public school. And the way I look at it, I always think of when you're in a public school, the way I always explain it is it's like you're at Walmart. Everybody's there. Could be anybody. While you're in Walmart, it's a big crowd of everybody. So let's go with the Walmart theory. A particular school that I worked at, and I don't think there was like a higher per capita of thieves there. I don't know. But however many there were, they were active and opportunistic. The first time they got me, you're like, oh, there's more than one. Yes, there's more than one. The first time, I had loaned my truck to one of the other coaches, and I had an older, like a 79 truck, and it had the window in the back, the sliding glass window in the back. And in the summer, because it didn't have air conditioning, a lot of times I'd open that sliding glass window, but you always had to shut it back. And it was not a, it was just a single, regular cab truck. So you could reach it, while you're sitting there in the seat. So anyway, the guy that I loaned it to, he parked it in the parking lot. Truck, locked the doors, left that sliding window standing open, and my wallet was in the seat. And when practice got over, my wallet was gone. And I was like, man, he left my window. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, So that was the first time at that school I lost my wallet. The next time I was at, it was during football practice. And the coaches, we had a locker room for us, or an office for us that we all changed in. And so we had changed, got ready for practice that day, went out to practice, came back. We had not put the padlock on the door to the coach's office. Every one of us lost whatever we had in there. We were like, wow, this is great. We were so mad. I mean, all of us got took. And so from then on, we made sure we locked. I mean, you had to lock everything. And then another time, there's more. How long were you at this school? Yes, there was more. Another time, I was coaching basketball, and I would change in my room before I went to practice because my room was in the gym. Then I would lock my door, because you lock your doors, you understand, at this school. So I locked my door, and or thought I locked my door. The one time I did not lock my door, somebody got in there and got my wallet. I was like, oh my God. I mean, it makes you think, what do they do? Do they walk around and check every door every time they walk by it just to see if it's open, just to go in that room, just to see if there might be something in there? It was just unbelievable. One time I had the maintenance workers, and this was years later. This is like 2 or 3 years later. The maintenance workers came by my room. They go, hey, we got something for you. Oh, what do y'all got? And they handed me my wallet that I had lost years ago. And I'm like, where did you find this? It was in a wall. There was a hole in a wall that somebody had knocked a hole in the wall in one of the old parts of the building. And we were tearing that wall out to put in, to rebuild something or whatever. And we found your wallet laying down there. Somebody stuck it in this hole in the wall. And I was like, Thanks for bringing that back to me. And if you've ever lost your wallet, man, there's nothing worse than having to replace all that stuff that's in it. And none of it was on computer like it is now. You had to write letters and go to places, and it was horrible. But anyway, that happened 3 times there at that one school. And then another time, the maintenance workers came to me and they said, "Hey, we've got something of yours." And I'm like, "Oh, let me guess, a wallet," because I'd already been through this. "Yeah, how'd you know?" It was on the roof. Somebody had stolen it, taken whatever they wanted out of it. Of course, back then I didn't have bank cards or anything. I mean, it was just cash, but I carried cash. But anyway, they took whatever they wanted out of it and threw it up on the roof. And you can have a school that has 2,000 kids, and you can have 5 thieves, or 2 or 3. Man, they can turn that place upside down, stealing stuff. It is unbelievable how much just, 1 or 2 people. And the thing about this is they're there every day, So, I mean, you got to keep every door locked, every desk locked, and just over a few people. And it's like that. I think when they're young too, they, first of all, if they're young, they've probably never been caught. And so they just do it till they get caught, kind of a thing. And there's not a consequence, when you're a kid and you steal something, there's not a whole lot they're not gonna put you in the youth detention center for stealing stuff. I'd have kids, when I was an administrator, they'd come to me, "Mr. Nichols, somebody stole my phone." Okay, well, what happened? "I had it plugged in the wall, charging in the back of the room, and I went back to the end of class, and it was," I'm like, here's what I always ask them. Would you plug your plug your phone into the wall at Walmart and go walking across the store and go do something else? They'd look at me so funny. "Where would it be when you came back?" "It'd be gone." I'm like, "You're at Walmart." Pretend you're at Walmart. Would you leave your phone sitting out on the desk at Walmart and be turned around talking to other people and walking around the room, and all that kind of stuff? Well, no, you're at Walmart. Pretend you're at Walmart. Don't do anything with your phone or your wallet or your stuff that you wouldn't do at Walmart with it, because it'll get stolen. Somebody will take it, and then I have to spend my whole day trying to figure out who stole your wallet. Does Walmart spend time trying to figure out who got your wallet or who got your phone? No, they just say, well, contact the police. So I think I'm just going to start looking at you and going, "Hey, contact the police," because I'm not responsible for your phone here at school. I'm not responsible for your wallet here at school. And it was just so frustrating because it would happen all the time. And I'd try to find it. Sometimes I'd find it, and sometimes I'd get it back. And sometimes some people would get put out of school long term, put in alternative school because they stole people's phones and stuff. So I'd catch them, but I sure did get tired of having to try to track them down all the time. It had to do with fishing. And usually fishing, it is, usually you don't have a real bad time with people stealing your stuff for some reason. I guess thieves don't. So they knew how much that stuff cost. If I was going to be stealing some stuff, I can tell you what I'd be stealing: fishing equipment. No, I'm not going to do that. Don't think if you get something stolen, don't come looking for me. But anyway, we were at Cape Sandblast one year, and me and my wife were going to walk down the beach. And this is not, this is a place that has no hotels, no high rises. It's really kind of out there, So you weren't really worried about your stuff. So I set my fishing pole next to where you walk out, at the beach, and me and her took a walk down the beach. And while we were walking back, a boy, 2 teenage boys, and there weren't many teenagers there. This wasn't a place like Panama City or something where there was a lot of young people. So this boy comes walking by, and he had a fishing pole. And all he had was a fishing pole. He didn't have any stuff with it, which seemed really odd to me. And I kind of looked at him, because, anytime I see somebody that might be fishing, I'm interested, So I kind of looked at him, and I thought, that looks like my fishing pole. And so I really looked at him then to try to make sure And we got back, and sure enough, man, my fishing pole was gone. So we managed to see where he went down the beach and where he crossed over at. And anyway, we ended up tracking him down, and he was staying with his grandfather at a house. And we went and told him, hey, is there a kid staying here that looks blah, 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 you know? And he goes, yeah, that's my grandson. I said, well, I think he's got my fishing pole. You think you might could? So he went in to talk to him, and he showed back up with my fishing pole and said, here, you know, here it is. You know, he didn't say sorry about that. Sorry, my grandson's a thief. I'm gonna talk to my grandson. Please don't call the police. Because I mean, it's worth at least a couple $100. And morning. And he just handed it back to me, like, here you go. And I was like, oh, thanks, buddy. It's St. George Island. And I had never had anything. I'd always, you know, again, not a crowded place at all. And I had always been able to just leave my stuff outside, not worry about it. Nobody ever messed with my stuff. Well, one year we got a house on the part of the island that was, you know, where all the rich people lived. It was a gated community, very nice. You know, they had guards and all this kind of stuff. And one night I parked my boat out on the street instead of in the driveway because it was hard to get in and out of the driveway. And I came out, and they had stolen my 2 or 3 best poles and a bunch of my tackle. Whoever stole that knew what they were getting. And it was only stuff you could use from a boat. It wasn't something that, you know, somebody that was visiting down there that just was fishing from the beach and, hey, here's a fishing pole, I'm gonna fish from the beach. This was something somebody had a boat. Now that would have made me mad. If you got enough money to have a boat, why would you steal? I mean, and it was on the rich part of that. You know what conclusion I drew from that? Is that when I was at the place where the richest people were, which was Cape, San Blas, and St. George Island, they stole my stuff. That's the only time I've had anything stolen in Florida. So the rich people are the ones that steal your stuff. So Robin Hood had it right when he said, steal from the rich and give to the poor. Maybe they thought I was rich, now that I think about that. So somebody, maybe I got this all wrong. Somebody was thinking that I was the rich guy and they were stealing from me to give to the poor, which in that case is okay, according to Robin Hood.